Chōjun Miyagi was an Okinawan martial artist who founded the Goju-ryu school of karate by blending Okinawan and Chinese influences. Early life and training. Miyagi was born in Higashimachi, Naha, Okinawa on April 25, 1888. Miyagi began his study in karate-do at the age of 9. He first learned martial arts from Ruko Aragaki, who then introduced him to Kanryo Higashiono when Miyagi was 14. Under his tutelage, Miyagi underwent a very long and arduous period of training. His training with Higa-Onna was interrupted for a 2-year period while Miyagi completed his military service 1910 to 1912 in Miyako-no-jo, Miyazaki, training in China in May 1915. Before the death of Higa-Onna, Miyagi traveled to Fujian province. In China he visited the grave of Higa-Onna's teacher, Yuyuko. In this first trip he traveled with Aisho Nakamoto. After Kanryo Higa-Onna's death he made a second trip to Fuzhou with Gokenki. In this second trip he studied some local Chinese martial arts. It was in this second trip that he observed the Rokushu, which he then adapted into the Tensho kata. For the blending of these systems, and his native Nahate, a new system emerged. However, it was not until 1929 that Chōjun Miyagi named the system Goju-ryu, meaning hard soft style. Returned to Japan. After several months in China, Chōjun Miyagi returned to Naha where he opened a dojo. He taught for many years, gaining an enormous reputation as a karateka. Despite his reputation, his greatest achievements lie in popularization and the organization of karate teaching methods. In recognition of his leadership in spreading karate in Japan, his style, the Goju-ryu, became the first style to be officially recognized by the Dai Nippon Butokukai. He introduced karate into Okinawa police work, high schools and other fields of society. He revised and further developed Sanshin, the hard aspect of Goju, and created Tensho, the soft aspect. These kata are considered to contain the essence of the Goju-ryu. The highest kata, Suparanpei, is said to contain the full syllabus of Goju-ryu. Shizachin was Miyagi's favorite kata at the end of his years. Tensho was influenced by the white crane kata Ryokushu, which he learned from his longtime friend Gokenki, with the goal of unification of various karate styles which was in fashion at the time. He also created more shurite-like katas Gekusai Daiichi and Gekusai Daini in 1940, taking techniques from higher forms and incorporating them into shorter forms. It is said he created these kata to bridge the gap between Sanshin and Seifa, which contains much more complex moves compared to Sanshin. Death and legacy. Miyagi had his first heart attack in 1951, and died in Okinawa on October 8, 1953 from a second heart attack. Some of Miyagi's more notable students were Seiko Higa, Miyazato Eiichi, Mito Kuyagi, Seikichi Toguchi, and on the Japanese mainland Gogen Yamaguchi, who was the founder of the International Karate-do Goju-ryu Association and who, after training with Miyagi, became the representative of Goju-ryu in Japan. At a later date, Gogen Yamaguchi invested much time studying kata under Mito Kuyagi. He also trained other students who went on to create their own styles, such as Shigo Tada and Shimabuku Tatsuo. Successor. Let me first say that I was not named the successor of Goju-ryu by Miyagi, but nor was anyone else. There are some Goju-ryu teachers who claim to have been privately appointed successor by Miyagi. These claims are ludicrous and disrespectful of his memory. He never publicly named anyone as successor. Common sense would dictate that if he were to appoint someone, it would have been a long-time student and it would have to be of public record to have any value. Miyagi was not a man to do things in a haphazard manner. Everything was very deliberate and precise. It would also be logical to assume that since Miyagi would not grant Dan ranking, how then would he be inclined to name a successor? I feel Miyagi would be rolling in his grave with a plethora of ridiculous claims about this matter. Seikichi Toguchi. In popular culture, the character of Keisuke Miyagi in the Karate Kid film series, written by Goju-ryu, student of Toguchi Keong lineage, Robert Markaman, was inspired by Chōjun Miyagi writings. Miyagi, Chōjun, Karate de Geizetsu, Outline of Karate-do, March 23, 1934. Reprint published in 1999 by Patrick McCarthy, translated by Patrick and Yuriko McCarthy, 1993. Also in Higa Morio. The History of Karate, Okinawan Goju-ryu. Miyagi, Chōjun, Historical Outline of Karate-do, Martial Arts of Ryukyu. January 28, 1936. Translated by Sanzensu. In Japanese, Ryukyu Kenpo Karate-do Enkaku Geio. Essay appeared in Okinawa no Karate-do by Shoshin Nagamin and Okinawa-den Goju-ryu Karate-do by Eiichi Miyazato. Miyagi Chōjun et al. The Meeting of Okinawan Karate Masters. Fragment of the 1936 meeting records. Published as an appendix of Karate-do Daihokan by Kankin Toyama. Pages 377 to 392. Miyagi Chōjun. Breathing in and breathing out in accordance with Goju, a miscellaneous essay on karate. First published in Bunker Okinawa, Volume 3 No. 6, August 15, 1942. Republished in Chaguko Okinawa Karate Kobudo no Genyu, written by Masahiro Nakamoto, April 1, 1985 by Bunbukin, translated by Sanzensu.